Hello everyone, Deanna Kuhneback here for Inside Carolina TV. I'm at ACC Operation Basketball here with Brice Johnson doing hours of interviews, so you got to give me something here. How has the day been so far?
It's been pretty hectic so far. We've been in like 8 different rooms doing different TV things. Now we're in here doing an hour and 20 minutes of paper right interviews, and we did like 30 minutes of radio interviews, so it's been pretty hectic so far.
What has been the main topic of discussion so far? What have been some topics that people have asked you about?
Well, they really haven't been asking about PJ so much, but they've been asking, a lot of people have been asking about the prank that me and PJ did on Marcus stuff.
I remember that.
A lot of people, surprisingly, a lot of people have been asking about that.
How and what do you say? Was there like a whole concoction behind that?
Yeah, me and PJ just decided to do it like last minute. We just wanted a quick laugh, so just decided to do it, and Marcus happened to be the victim.
It ended up on Sports Nation, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Very funny stuff. All right, let's talk a little bit about basketball. You guys have had a few practices now, gotten to get a little bit of a feel from the team. What are your expectations for the season?
I expect us to do a lot better than we did last year.
Okay.
We have a lot more experience this year. We're not as young as you know. Last year with James Michael, even though he started at the end of the season, he didn't really get as much experience. He had some experience. It's just he wasn't playing as many minutes as you would think a starter would. But then we have like myself and Joel, and coming off a season of playing, so we have that experience, and then Desmond having the experience, and then Marcus being the starting point guard. He has great experience of being in the system and knowing what he needs to do and being more comfortable at the end of the season, so we can transfer that over to this season.
Let's talk about James Michael first, because one of the things he said at the Carolina Media Day was that he feels like his game has really improved, like this was his summer. Have you seen that from him in practice?
Yes, I've seen him work a lot. He's been in the gym on nonstop. Every time I look, if I'm coming in the parking lot of the Dino, and late at night I see his car sitting there, so I know he's in there working. So he's been working.
And you and Joel, you have a season under your belts. What do you feel like each of you, let's start off with Joel, has improved on most in this offseason?
Joel's just been working on like scoring. He wasn't really, he wasn't as confident as you would say. Yeah. He felt like he wasn't confident in what he was doing, so he would say he was stinking it up.
Yeah.
But
no, he said it. You could say it.
And then like with myself, I can say the same thing, because at the beginning I started off fast, and then my confidence was at that point, and then I wasn't progressing as the season went on. So I stayed in that relaxed state, and I was worried about what I was doing then, and I just kept doing that, and it just wasn't enough. I just needed to progress and get better.
Do you feel like it was mostly a mental thing for you in your game last year?
Yeah, it was really a mental thing, because I was worried about what coach would say, like knowing that I was a freshman, I wasn't the biggest guy. Just everything I did, I knew I was going to be critiqued on it.
Let's talk about not being the biggest guy and the meal plan that they've had you on to put on some weight. First of all, can I please have the problem of putting on weight? That is absurd. What kind of stuff do they have you eating, and what's the regimen every day?
The exact meal plan that it is. It's 6 meals a day. Every meal you have to eat 6 to 8 ounces of meat with vegetables and like rice or whatever.
Okay.
Then you have to have a couple of snacks. But with myself, if I eat that much, I would be sick. I wouldn't be able to run up and down the court. I wouldn't be able to do anything I do now. So I've like kind of trickled it off a little bit. I've eat like maybe 4 times a day on some days, maybe 5 if I'm feeling good. Yeah. But it's very hard. Just knowing that you have to eat that much every 2 hours it's a lot. It's just, I know I'm gonna get sick and I won't be able to do anything.
It's been a little bit of opposite for Kennedy Meeks, who's had to lose weight. How has his plan been? Do you know anything about that?
Whatever it is great, because he's lost a lot of weight.
Has he? Do you know what he's down to?
He's like 289-ish, something like that. He's lost a great amount of weight. Just he has to get more into the running pace thing, because he's been working very hard on losing that weight.
I was going to ask, because there is a lot of competition at that 5 spot. So what have you seen from him and Isaiah so far in practice that you've gotten to see them in action a little bit?
I've seen more somewhat of what me and Joel did last year.
Okay, really?
It's a learner. It's like coming here is a learning process. It's just knowing what coach expects of you and the pace of it. They have to adjust to the pace of it right now. And like Kennedy, he can score. He's a big body, he passes it, but he needs to learn how to more score quickly. Instead of like in high school, you can like take more bumps, and now you can't do that. So it's going to be a very big adjustment for those two.
Have you given any advice to them, you and Joel? Have you told them that, knowing that you've been in that same position?
Yeah, we try to tell them everything. The coaches keep preaching to us, like, make a quick move. You have to run. Coach Coach always yells, we need a presence in the post when we're running fast break. So we've just been preaching that to them.
Have you seen anyone, including yourself, emerge in that post presence so far? I know you've only had a few practices.
We all are in a way. It's just coach has been mixing and matching like the post players in practice on different teams and stuff. So it's just at the end of the day, whoever gets it is. We all have a potential to get it, so it's just whoever.
Have there been different lineups that have been going on in practice? There isn't one established one, or how has that been?
Not really. I mean, Marcus and like James Michael are the only ones that have like a specific spot on like one team, because like he knows they're going to be like the starters for that group. So, but everybody else is in like miss and match just to see what could work, what couldn't work, and all that.
You should try out for that 2 spot. Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, you don't want to grab.
No. Leslie got that. Leslie, JP, and PJ can fight over that. I'm good. I don't want it.
All right, final question. Do you think Marcus is plotting revenge on you for that prank?
I don't know why you getting me. You better get PJ. Don't get me. I was just sitting there videotaping. But he says it's gonna be it's a long season. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm keep staying on my toes. I just gotta watch out for him. He's a tricky person.
Is he a little sneaky?
Sometimes he can be there sometimes.